going to record. And the list, okay, Camila, Sofia ready. Okay, is Cecilia here? Cecilia? No, Cecilia, okay. Camila Cordero.
Mr. But I will off my camera because of the internet.
Yes, yes. Remember to keep mute your microphones, okay? Only Camila Cordero.
Mr. Can you see?
Yes, I see.
Mr. Your microphone.
Mr.
Mr. Can
Yes,
you
I see, I can see.
Okay, wait. Wait me a moment.
Okay, remember to read the most important, okay, to get the most important.
Good morning, Mr. Raul. I am Camila Rachel, and I will talk about important information about Benjamin Franklin and the 13 English colonies in North America and the slavery in the North and in the South. We will start by the Benjamin Franklin's.
Yeah, but I cannot see your screen.
The letters. I don't see it, but the letters.
You cannot see me, sir?
No, I can't.
Wait, I
Okay,
will.
try again.
Yes, wait me. Wait a moment. Now you can see?
Yeah, yes, Benjamin Franklin's biography. Yes, of course.
Wait.
Okay, you can start.
Yes, it's charging. Wait me. No, yes, no, wait. Wait, make sure that it's charging. Wait, make sure.
You can be clicking in the image. Okay, if you have problems with it,
Wait.
it's charging.
Oh, no, 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 no. Wait. Wait, mister. I'm having one problem.
Tomorrowland.
Wait, mister.
Okay, Spanish class. Okay. Yes, Gia. Chloe, did you work in your presentation for today?
Mister, if you want, Gia can pass.
Okay, Gia, you want to present?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Can you see?
Not yet. Oh, yes. Yes, I can. You move there, present. Syllabus, presentation. Okay, you can start. What's going on? Where it's the letter T. Okay, no. Yes, presentation. Okay, very good.
Okay.
Okay,
Today I'm going to talk about Benjamin Franklin and the 13 colonies and slavery to the north and south. Benjamin Franklin biography. Benjamin was an American polymath, active as a writer, scientist, inventor, statesman, diplomat, printer, publisher, political philosopher. Among the leading intellectual of his time, Franklin was one of the founding fathers of the United States and the first United States Postmaster General. Franklin different inventions. As inventor, he is known for the lightning rod, bifocals, and Franklin stove, among other inventions. He founded many civic organizations, including the Library Company, Philadelphia First Fire Department, and the University of Pennsylvania. Franklin origin studies family and childhood. Origin. Family was Benjamin Franklin was born on January 17, 1706 in colonial Boston. His father, Josiah Franklin, a native of England, was a candle and soap maker who married twice and had 17
children.
children. Studies. Ben Franklin effect is a proposed
Psychological.
psychological phenomenon. A person who has already performed a favor for another person are more likely to do favor for the other than if they had received a favor from that person. Family. His son William had a son, William Temple Franklin, and daughter Sarah Franklin, but she had even 7 children: Benjamin, William, Betsy, Louise, Deborah, Richard, and Sarah. Childhood. Benjamin was in charge of cutting wicks for candles, filling molds, attending the shop, and running errands. His father attended for his young son to inherit the business. When he retired, however, Benjamin did not want to follow his father's steps. He wanted to be a sailor.
Okay.
The 13 colonies in North America. How the 13 colonies were divided. The original colonies were divided into 3 geographic areas consisting in the New England colonies, the Middle colonies, and the Southern colonies. New Hampshire, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Connecticut, New Jersey, Delaware, Maryland, South Carolina, Georgia, North Carolina, Virginia, and Pennsylvania, and New York. The name of each colony that belonged to 3 regions. The southern colonies include Maryland, Virginia, North and South Carolina, and Georgia. The middle colonies include Pennsylvania, New York, New Jersey, and Delaware. The New England colonies include Connecticut Colony, Rhode Island, Massachusetts Bay Colony, Plymouth Colony, and Hampshire. When was the first colony founded? The first colony was founded at Jamestown, Virginia in the 1706. Many of the people who sailed in the New World came to escape religious persecution. The Pilgrims, founders of the Plymouth, Massachusetts, and arrived in 1620. When was the last colony founded? The last one established the Georgia colony, 1732 to 1750. In the 1730s, England founded the last of its colonies in North America. The slavery. What's slave? Someone who illegally owned by another person and is forced to work for that person without pay, disapproving a person who is strongly influenced and controlled by something. Where did the slave came from? But the vast majority of those who were enslaved and transported in the transatlantic slave trade were people from Central and West Africa who were slaves. A slave was considered by laws property of chattel and was deprived of most of the rights ordinarily held by free persons. North occupations, populations, how family live, possibilities to freedom. Occupations. The vast majority of enslaved Africans employed in plantation agriculture were field hands. Populations. 1860 census table found on St. Augustine Mitchell's 1661. Map of the United States. The population of the United States was 31,426,891. How family live. A father might have one owner, his wife, and children another. Some enslaved people live in nuclear families with a mother, father, and children. Possibilities to freedom. They need to pay $100 a year if the white people catch them escaping, they will be killed.
So you are going to say that $100 a year is, this is not
But
enough,
they
not
don't
enough
have
money, but remember that on that time,
money.
yeah, but remember that on that time, one coin was very, very
Yes.
high. Yeah,
The
very,
millionaire, the very
yes,
rich people have
was.
thousands of dollars.
And remember that in the stories that we were talking about, they were paid with food, not with money, right? Okay, let's continue, Gia.
South slavery, occupations, population, how family live, and possibilities to buy freedom. Occupations. In the lower South, the majority of slaves live in and work on cotton plantations. Most of the plantations have 50 or fewer slaves. Although the largest plantations have several hundred, cotton was by far the leading cash crop, but slaves also raised rice, corn, sugarcane, and tobacco.
Okay.
Populations. By 1860, the final census take before the American Civil War, there were 4 million slaves in the South, compared with less than 5 million free African Americans in all of the U.S. How family live. In some ways, enslaved Africans Americans' family very much resemble other families who live in other times and place under vastly different circumstances. Possibilities of buy freedom. The price of freedom was $500. That was amount the Johnson of Diggers agreed upon in 1802. Some slaves bought their own freedom from their owners, but the process became more and more rare as the teens progressed. And thank you for your attention.
Okay, very good. Very good. Okay, excellent. So remember to keep the most important information. Okay, you can write all that information, but for that information, you are going to extract or you are going to say the most important.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. Cordero, are you ready?
Yes.
Yes, okay, you can share.
I want to see Cordero's presentation.
Sorry?
Mr. May I go to the bathroom, please?
Yeah,
Can you see me, sir? Thank you.
not yet, it's charging. Okay,
Oh,
now yes, I can see it.
No, yes. Okay, wait a minute. Oh.
Remember that only Camila can keep the microphone on mute and me, right? Okay. Only click in the presentations. Okay. Yes. Not to have the as Gia was clicking the presentation. Okay. Okay, Benjamin.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can start right now.
Yes. Good morning, Mister. I am Camila Rochelle, and good morning to my classmates too. And I will tell you important information about the Benjamin Franklin's biography, the 13 English colonies in North America, and slavery.
Okay.
Franklin's occupation. Benjamin Franklin was a printer, writer, scientist, and an inventor. And here I have one image when he was printing the newspaper in the office of printing of his brother.
Yeah. Very good.
Franklin's different inventions and contributions to society. As an inventor,
Society.
As an inventor, he created important and useful tools such as bifocal and the Franklin stove. And as civic leader, he set up America's first public library and fire department. Here I have one image about the bifocals that are the glasses that he invented.
That were the first
Yes,
bifocals.
Franklin's origins. Franklin comes from a poor and lone family because he had 16 brothers and sisters, and his father worked as candle maker. No. Franklin's studies. Franklin doesn't study at the Shell. He began to study at 12 years old, but he doesn't go to school. He only learned how to make shoes or build furniture or bind books. He doesn't study, but he began to work with a master tradesperson. Franklin's jobs. He has many jobs like printer and teenager. Franklin's family. He has a lone family and a family very poor, and his brother James Franklin ran a shop in Boston where he printed a popular newspaper as well as pamphlets and posters. Here is one image of his family.
Is there Franklin? Or
I
not?
think that yes, but he was very, very young there.
Okay.
Franklin's childhood. He had a very poor and a very hard childhood because he had a lot of brothers and sisters, and his father was not a rich man because he works as a candle maker. So he doesn't receive a good payment. And adding that Benjamin was not at school, we can say that he doesn't had a normal childhood. And here is one image about his childhood. This image is when he was very, very young. Exactly.
Okay.
The 13 English colony in North America. How the 13 English colonies were divided. The colonies can be divided into 3 geographic regions. And here is the 13 British colonies. Here is a map about the division.
Okay.
Name of each colony that belonged to the 3 regions. In New England, it includes the Connecticut, Rhode Island, and Massachusetts. In middle colonies, belongs Delaware, Pennsylvania, and New Jersey. And to southern colonies, there belong the Maryland, Virginia, and North Carolina. When and what was the first colony founded? In 1636, Connecticut was founded and it was the first colony founded. Here is one map about Connecticut.
That's that little red dot.
Yes, it's Connecticut.
Okay.
What and when was the last colony founded? In 1638, Rhode Island was discovered, and it was the last colony founded. And here is one map. It's not very big.
Okay.
Now we're gonna talk about the slavery. What a slave is. A slave is a person who is the legal property of another and is forced to obey them, especially in the past. Here is one image about a slave. They doesn't had a good treat.
Yeah.
Who slaves were? The slaves were the Africans or the colored people. Where the slaves come from? The slaves came from Africa. And here is one image about Africa and the division of Africa. What were North slavery occupations? Some of them worked in shops, helping artisans with their work or doing skilled work themselves, or others worked in inns or as personal servants in the homes of wealthy people. How were the North slavery population? In the year 1760, had about 40,000 slaves. And here is one image about the slaves that were in the boat when they was translated to America. How does the North slavery families live? Enslaved Africans in the North lived commonly in cities and towns. And here is one slave's family. What possibility does the North slaves had to buy their freedom? They has more possibilities to buy their freedom than in the South because they receive money by working a long time. And here is a certificate about in the past about the of the one slave people that buy it
Freedom.
the freedom. What was the South slaves' occupation? They only had one occupation, that was the plantation of rice, beans, cotton, and other seeds. And here is an image of the slaves working in the farms.
Okay.
What was the population of the South slave? In the year 1760, had around 210,000 of slaves. Is a big difference between the North population. How South slaves family lived. The way enslaved Africans lived in the South was different from in the North. In the South, enslaved Africans often lived together in large communities. In many cases, they formed families. And
They
here
were,
is one picture
yeah,
about that.
as you see, they were very poor.
Yes, more poor than in the North.
Yeah.
What possibilities does the South slaves had to buy their freedom? The South possibility is less than the North slaves because they didn't receive any payment to work, so they had less possibilities. Thank you for your attention.
Okay, very good. Excellent. Excellent, Camila.
Excelente.
Excellent. Okay, the
Superoso.
information that he wanted to know. Okay, so are missing 8 minutes. 8 minutes. Okay, Cecilia, you ready with your presentation?
We need to be a
Cecilia?
lightning presentation.
Yeah, okay. You have 8 minutes to present.
Lightning mode.
Okay.
Okay,
Fast.
be brief. Okay. Okay. Hey, what I'm doing there?
Okay.
Okay.
Social Paris, Benjamin Franklin.
Biography. Biography.
By biography.
Yeah.
Biography.
Okay.
On,
Sorry, Cecilia. If we don't have the time, we are going to continue in phonics, right? So, and remember that all the class has to connect. Okay. Continue, Cecilia.
one of the leading figures of early American history, Benjamin Franklin's 176 and 179 was a statement author, publisher, scientist, inventor, and diplomat born into a Boston family of modest means. Franklin has little formal education.
Okay.
Occupation. Number one of the foremost of the founding father, Franklin helped draft the Declaration of Independence and was one of its signers.
represented the United States in France during the American Revolution and was a
Delegate
delegate
to the
to the
Constitutional Convention.
convention. Number 2, besides
Besides,
publicized
fulfilling
his obligation to provide hospitality, the Franklin engaged in public service as a knight of the shire or advisor at parliamentary
session.
session
Yeah.
and has served as a sheriff and tax auditor.
Okay.
Inventions and contributions to society.
Society.
Number 1, lighting rod. Number 2,
Okay. Bifocals.
Number 3, Franklin stud.
Yes.
Number 4, harmonica.
Harmonic.
Contribution.
Harmonic. Yes.
Contribution during the American Revolution has served in the Second Continental Congress and helped draft the Declaration of Independence in 176. He has negotiated the 173 Treaty of Paris that ended the Revolutionary War. 170.
Only said 1775.
25.
Okay.
83.
83.
Students,
Studies, jobs, family, and childhood.
family, childhood. Number 1, studies. His scientist pursuits included investigation into electricity, mathematics, and map making. Number 2, jobs. Was a printer, publisher, author, inventor, scientist, and diplomat. Number 3, family and childhood. Benjamin Franklin has 70 siblings. His father, Josiah, and seven children with his first wife, Annie Shield, and 10 more with a baby father. Ben has Josiah's 50 Shield and his youngest son. Colonies and North America. The Tory English colony.
Okay.
Slavery. Franklin did not publicly speak out against slavery until very late in his life in 189. He wrote and published several essays supporting the abolition of slavery, and this last public act was to send to Congress a petition on behalf of the Society Association for the
Society.
Society asking for the abolition of slavery and an end to the slave trade. Any questions? Thank you.
Okay. Connect in phonics, please. Stop sharing, Cecilia. Okay, thank you. Connect in phonics right now. Okay, right now.
Pointer.